Hi everyone. Shopify reported fiscal 2022 fourth quarter earnings results. I'm going to go through them, the big picture items in this earnings review. So let's get right into it. Overall, Shopify is becoming more like Amazon and less like eBay, and I don't like that. Right? I like eBay's business model, asset light, doesn't own any of the inventory on the platform, just lets buyers and sellers come together and just takes a commission from each transaction. Amazon is the opposite of that, where it owns a lot of inventory on the platform. It takes control of shipping and logistics and handling and all of that. And that's really expensive. Shopify started out more like eBay in just providing the platform for merchants to go online and taking a monthly revenue, monthly subscription fee, and the percentage of all the transactions on the site. Now it's adding services like Shopify Capital, where it lends money to the merchants on the platform, and most recently it's increasing its investment in fulfillment and logistics with the $2 billion acquisition of Deliverr. So that's the big picture what's going on with Shopify, and I'm not a fan of that. That's going to get real expensive real fast, and it's going to need to continue investing in that. So let's look at the progress here. Revenue in the fourth quarter increased by 26%. The loss per share of 49 cents worsened from a loss per share of 30 cents in the same quarter last year. So the loss was 50% higher. Gross merchandise volume increased by 13% to 61 billion. This is the total amount of spending on Shopify's platform. Shopify then takes a small percentage of all those transactions, counts that as revenue. Merchant Solutions revenue increased by 30% to 1.3 billion. This was driven by the acquisition of Deliverr and the Shop Promise service. So now merchants on the Shopify platform can offer their customers a guaranteed shipping date. So they can say, okay, you can expect this item in 3 days or 2 days or whatever it might be. And that's intended to increase the conversion rate, right? When shoppers see a day when they know they're going to get their item, it likely causes them to buy the item more often than if they don't see that. So that's the aim of Shopify, but it spent billions of dollars trying to focus on that one thing, and I don't know if that's going to be worth it. I think it's risky, and like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that's the changing story of Shopify that I don't like. I was a big fan of Shopify a year and a half ago, and I'm becoming less and less so as I'm seeing the business model evolve. Subscriptions revenue increased by 14% to 400 million as more merchants joined the platform. The operating loss of 188.7 million was a dramatic turnaround from an operating income of 14.4 million in the same quarter last year. And here you're starting to see the consequences of these massive investments in rolling out these fulfillment and logistics services. Shopify is forecasting Q1 2023 revenue growth in the high teens, so something between 16 to 19%, and operating expenses to rise by low single digits sequentially. So low single digits from the current quarter. So you're going to continue to see increases in operating expenses, and the revenue growth is slowing. So revenue growth is going to go from 26% in the fourth quarter to somewhere in the high teens. So high teens is usually 16 to 19%, right? Mid teens would be 14 to 15 to 16%. So high teens, I take this to mean usually 16 to 19% revenue growth, which would be down from 26% in Q4. Meanwhile, the operating expenses will continue to rise, and the loss per share is likely to worsen in the first quarter again. So I'm not liking this. I'm not liking what's going on at Shopify. Um, I would prefer them to have stuck with that asset light business model. As it is now, they're growing their expenses. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be a challenging story. I don't know if it's smart for investors to jump in right now, despite the fact that the stock fell over 10% on the day following these announcements. I think that decrease was justified. I don't think that is a buying opportunity here. All right, so as always, I truly appreciate your viewership. I hope you'll tune in next time for another one of my videos. Thank you for watching. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.